Can old McDonald put Papa out to pasture? Can the king regain control of his menagerie? Find out tonight on Brand Slam. The king reigns. The king is kind. The king provides. But who is the king? Why does he believe the food is his to give? The wheat grows from the land we till. The beef from the cattle we tend. The nugs from the chickens we raised. By what right is the kingdom his to rule? The questions linger, but no man would dare challenge his regime. No man. Enter the panda, a dark horse, an unknown, a wild card competitor who has mauled his opponents with unmatched ferocity, and perhaps the only competitor with the heart to say no. No gods, no kings, only Panda. Hello and welcome to another episode of Brand Slam. We've got some hot action coming up with the Burger King and Sir Panda, representatives of Burger King and Panda Express respectively, and we're joined by a very special guest in one Danika Harrod. Danika, how you doing today?
I'm doing great. I'm excited to inhale some fast food.
So do you have any predictions for this match? We've got the Burger King against the Panda. Both of them succeeded in their previous rounds in the fast food tournament, now looking to prove themselves against one another.
I'm gonna say king.
So you expressed to me before we started recording that you were a little disappointed in the success so far of the Panda. Can you explain that a little bit? It seems like it's, a fairly neutral presence in this tournament. They haven't really done anything to offend. What's your beef with the Panda?
I just feel like Panda Express, you only go to Panda Express as almost a last resort. I don't want to say a last resort, but almost a last resort.
What would you classify as your last resort?
Gosh. Now probably one of those like one-off, those smaller chains. Not a McDonald's or a Burger King or a Panda. One of the smaller chains. I don't want to say A&W because A&W burgers are really good.
Yeah. Also, like mostly available in Canada.
Right, but they have some in Northern California where I'm from.
I'd say my absolute last resort was when I got Wendy's breakfast on my way to E3 last year.
Oh, I've never had the breakfast.
It was a mouth nightmare, and here comes the
Here comes Sans Undertale. That's why he's gonna lose.
Because he looks like famous Sans of Undertale?
He looks like Sans from the side.
So here comes the Panda, the big lad, the big boy, representing everybody's favorite food court brand of imitation Chinese food. Not a lot of love for Panda Express so far on this show. But
why does he get a chest plate? Is that fair?
The referee is going to make him remove it. We'll see that in just a moment here as the Burger King strips down, removes his regal garb.
King's outfit is great.
King's outfit is good. He, if when he turns around, you'll see that he came here looking to go to battle with Colonel Sanders. So unfortunately, Colonel Sanders has been eliminated from this competition. So now the King doesn't really have anything to prove as he goes up at the top rope and hits that beautiful crossbody right across Panda Express. Now, so predictions for fighting styles in this match. Like, what do you think the King has to do to overcome this much larger opponent in Panda Express?
I think he just needs to constantly be up jumping down onto Panda because Panda's huge. Look at him, he's huge. That's a big animal. And yeah, King is a little bit smaller but also very patriotic, as you can see by the colors of his outfit. So he has the power of patriotism.
He really is sort of an American royalty because like the King that we've got to know in the Burger King ad campaigns, he is regal, he's a king, he's a monarch, but at no point have they ever implied that he's, not American. And I assume that anybody who I'm not explicitly told isn't American is American.
His neck is currently being, looks like broken. I feel like Panda's just kind of kicking this little man around.
Yeah, Panda definitely has a size advantage here, but, you know, he's got a lot of mass to move around there. Pandas do eat a diet of 99% bamboo. That's not a lot of protein. That's a lot of fast-burning carbohydrates, and I'm expecting that if he keeps moving at this pace, he is going to wear himself out as he rakes those claws across the back of King, who responds in turn with a punch to the midsection. And Panda once again raking the back of the King.
Just breaking him. Just breaking this little man. Also, it looks kind of like Panda's wearing like a full body diaper. So I do feel like that puts him at a little bit of a disadvantage maybe.
Panda, I mean, I think that's just the natural coloration of the black and white bear that is the panda. I don't see anything that would suggest that he's not just a regular, totally normal bear. As the King responds with a back elbow and hits him with a sit-out face-buster, or a jawbreaker.
Oh, is that, okay. Is a sit-out face-buster a real move?
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
Okay.
Listen, if I say it, it's probably a real move. King goes for the cover, only gets one. Danika, are you a fan of Burger King's line of fast food products?
The number one fast food place that I used to go to as a kid that my parents used to take us to was Burger King. Back when their fries were good. Back before they turned their fries into those like fries the size of 3, you know?
Yeah, and they're all covered in like weird crumbs or some bullshit.
Yeah, they're not good anymore. But yeah, Burger King was the spot. Burger King was the spot. I used to get a kid's meal and some fries and a Diet Coke.
The really peppery nuggets, like the nuggets, like you'd go to McDonald's and they'd just sort of taste like, you know, chicken that had been rolled around on a movie theater floor, picked up some popcorn on it. They're weirdly sticky. But then you'd go to Burger King and get the nuggets and they'd be crisp and peppery. And they'd be a good mouthfeel on those nuggets.
And I remember the Burger King French toast sticks also.
Oh, those were excellent. So good. The Burger King croissant witches were absolutely delicious.
Breakfast
as Burger
all
King
the way.
Fights back here. I have a very distinct memory of being around 12 years old and my family, you know, getting out of the military, having a bit more, you know, stability, settling down a little bit. And we went to Funtown, which is a, you know, D-tier theme park in southern Maine, and then my family took me to Burger King afterwards, and I was allowed to get a big kids meal. And I remember sitting there eating a big kids meal thinking like, is this it? Are we rich now?
That's like going from Nick Jr. to Nick.
Yeah, it's a big step forward because you got the double cheeseburger, and King doubling the punishment there with a sit-out Falcon Arrow, bringing Panda Express into the middle of the ring, looking to wrap this one up soon. He gets 2. He's looking for 3, but it's...
I will say I'm a little bit distracted by the holes in Panda's crotch. Anytime and I'm sorry, this, you know, you had me on your show, this is what's to be expected. Anytime Panda's like bent over, he just has a few holes in his outfit, you know?
Well, I mean, those would just have to be holes in his body because once again, I have to reiterate that this is a normal panda fighting for the brand Panda Express.
This isn't like a giant Sans Undertale dressed as Panda.
Listen, you can subscribe to any conspiracy theories that you want. What the paperwork said was, the panda showed up and we're like, we can't let this panda compete. And then we had the refs gather up and we looked through the rule book and it said that there's no rule that says a panda can't participate in a no holds barred wrestling match.
Those big palms smacking down that little man.
The size advantage is it's pronounced.
Yeah, well, he just brought him all the way down with what's known as the Grand Slam at Denny's. I know Denny's isn't part of this, and Denny's isn't really fast food, but that's okay.
Has Denny's ever had a representative, like a brand, like a spokesperson?
I don't think so.
I think if we were gonna have to come up with one for this tournament, it would just be a really sad drunk guy. There's Burger King dropping the leg right across the neck of Panda Express. Here's where the size advantage doesn't matter. When the King gets the panda down on the ground, you know, they're the same height, but he still likes to bring him up to his feet, and he pays for it there as Panda takes him over with a fireman's carry, locks him in the front chancery, brings him up, spins him around, looking for a German maybe. King with the go behind. Does any of this mean anything to you? Oh my God! Panda put him up for the Panda Press.
I don't know. That doesn't look too unenjoyable, but.
And the king was able to grab a roll up there, and there's nothing fancy about that offense from the Panda as he looks to seal the deal here.
Every time he grabs his head with his huge paws, it just looks like he could break it.
Absolutely.
He's just a big bear.
He is looking to break the king there with that butterfly suplex and going for the pin. This could be it. Ref gets nice and close to make that count. And he only gets 2, and he's beside himself.
He's sad. He can't win.
I mean, he has been the dark horse or the dark bear of this competition so far. And I don't know if he has the faith in himself that it takes to win. Like, you look at the competitors in this tournament, they're all, prominent members of the fast food community. And then there's the Panda Express, who is sort of a bit of an also-ran when it comes to fast food mascots. I just don't know if he has the confidence to make this dream a reality. And there's the king fighting back from below.
He might be a little bit jealous about the colonel being on the back of King's top, so he might be taking that out on King, which would put him at an advantage.
That's definitely true. Yeah, it's he's got a clear reminder right in front of him of who the king would like to be fighting, and it is certainly not him. There's the Panda.
That's called the Sweeties Feeties move. The foot right on the face.
The king seems to have enjoyed himself. He's enjoying the refractory period right now. And there's that elbow drop.
No.
2,
No.
3. Oh. And the king able to kick out after 3, but unfortunately that's not enough.
How?
You can't overcome that kind of size. You can't overcome that sort of foot. And so the Panda moves on in this tournament. Danika, how do you feel about this outcome?
I'm feeling a little bit defeated, to be honest. Feeling a little defeated and
the king
and sad.
is also feeling defeated.
Next, on Brand Slam, Papa's cheesed off and on the sauce, and Ronald McDonald is done clowning around. Even sadder than ordering an extra large combo deal for 1, colder than the first bite the next morning, and saltier than a tub of garlic butter. The Papa is a man with nothing left to lose, a craftsman who has lost his ability to create. But in the Brand Slam ring, he has found a new art, the art of destruction. His bloodlust awakened by his clash with Gidget, the Papa now sets his sights on meteor targets. Enemies with further to fall, like Ronald McDonald. The progenitor of the Happy Meal versus the father of unhappy feels. Next, on Brand Slam.
We're live once again from Polygon Arena as Papa John prepares to make his entrance. The soiled pizza king.
That's disgusting.
I mean, soiled in every sense. I've never had a Papa John's pizza I've felt good about afterwards. And his face looks bruised and sweaty from the previous round in this competition. But he will never give up.
I hope he gives up. I hope he gives up this round.
Papa John found success in his previous round against KFC, I believe. And he is sprinting gingerly down to the ring and sliding right on in. Danika, let's talk about Papa John's, your experiences with Papa John's pizza. Have you ever experienced the Papa?
I've experienced the Papa. It was Papa John's is one of those places that you would go to back in the day when you were like sharing an apartment with some roommates you didn't like, and you just needed something fast, but you didn't want something terrible, you know?
Yeah, to me, Papa John's in my first experiences with Papa John's sort of felt classy. It was like, hey, this isn't Domino's, this isn't Pizza Hut. This is a new thing. This is a new flavor sweeping the nation. They give you a cup of garlic butter and a pepperoncini.
That's all you need.
What do you do with the pepperoncini? I don't know. What do you do with the pepperoncini that comes in a Papa John's pizza box?
You dip it in the garlic butter and then you eat it.
You dip the pepperoncini? Really?
Yeah, that's the trick. That's how Papa gets you.
See, what I always used to do is I would just crack that pepper over the pizza, get some of that spicy pizza fluid on the pizza, and then you dip the whole shenanigan right in that garlic butter, and here comes the clown prince of burgers, McDonald's. Now, McDonald's is an absolutely universal fast food experience, a universal fighter, a universal champion.
Oh, I thought that was Pennywise.
Do you think McDonald's had trouble when it came out? Like, do you think they were like, we need to get away from the clown shit for a while?
Probably.
He's got large calves, this one, and he's going to be putting those to good use in the ring, springing about, trying to outmaneuver the heavier, doughier opponent in Papa John. So our previous guest, Dan Reichert, had some fairly intimate experiences with as McDonald's, as a previous McDonald's employee. But I'd love to hear about your personal experiences with the burger chain known as McDonald's.
I think my most frequent experiences that I had with McDonald's were the morning after a night of drinking, going through the drive-thru at 9 a.m. because I woke up at 6, but I couldn't really move until 9. And getting breakfast, and then not being able to eat breakfast until about 1 o'clock.
So you're talking you're eating cold McDonald's breakfast eggs?
I would just microwave it, and usually I would get the sausage McMuffin with no egg and like 2 hash browns.
That sounds really good, actually. The egg is freaky. The sausage McMuffin egg is weird. It's like a weird hockey puck. It's like
they microwave them.
Yeah.
You know, they just like pop them in a little circular thing and pop them in the microwave. So they're kind of weird.
And the match gets off to a quick start with Papa John hitting that swinging neck breaker and just relentless assault on McDonald's. I think he wants to put this one away early. He knows the kind of threat that McDonald's poses in the ring, and he is playing dirty with that rake across the eyes followed by a Russian leg sweep.
His son is in the audience watching, so he needs to really impress.
So you were telling me about an interesting video that can be viewed online of Papa John's ordering pizza online for the first time. Do you think his ability to order pizza is going to factor into this match? And can you just describe that video to me, please?
Yeah, I think so. So the video is basically when Papa John's implemented online ordering, way behind the times, of course. And Papa goes into some huge room where his son is on a computer. And he's like, we're going to show you how to order pizza online. And his son is like, you're just watching me order pizza online, Dad. And that's basically what it is. And then the pizza guy shows up with his pizza, and Papa does a little speech about Papa John's. And I think it's given him some increased confidence. Even though Papa John's removes the video from their YouTube, I still think he's got some leftover confidence going on. Clearly, as you can see, he's just throwing McDonald's.
Yeah, so far he's in control of this match. Now, from that video, there's a lot going on with a wrestler when they come down to the ring. You know, what's going on with their home life matters a lot, you know, because if their brain is elsewhere. Do you get the impression that Papa John is proud of his son?
I don't know that I would say proud. I would say that he is probably thankful for his son because his son knows how to use a computer. I don't know if proud is the right word, but you know, his son looked like a middle schooler in that video. So Papa's probably like, oh, I'm so glad that my 11-year-old son can use the computer to order a pizza from my franchise.
I guess it seems sort of unnecessary. He could just go to any of the many Papa John shops that he owns and go in and say, hey, it's me, Papa John, the person who the shop is named after. Please make for me a pizza. And it looks like McDonald's has seized some control back from Papa, whose mind is probably off thinking about his son that we can probably now assume is large and adult.
The video wasn't that long ago. His son might be in high school now.
Okay, so his son's now teaching Papa John how to play Fortnite?
Probably, yeah. How to make a pizza in Fortnite.
Papa John with a stomp to the belly of Ronald McDonald and bringing him up for what's a big back body drop? No, that's a suplex. That's just a regular old suplex. And he looks like he's catching his breath here. And he's setting McDonald's up for that pizza pedigree.
With a click of the mouse, Papa's in the house, you know?
And that's it.
I cannot believe this. I'm so upset, Pat.
That is it. Papa John's dominant out of the gate.
I was bamboozled. How did the two heels come out on top? Papa got his back broke and he still won.
You just can't, like you said, click of the mouse, he's in the house and you cannot get him out of the house. He's a tough customer, this Papa John, the pizza prince, who turned out to be a real piece of shit.
Look at his face.
And he's intimidating the ref there. The ref comes over to raise his hand.
No, he told him to go get his son.
Go get my son.
Go get my son. Tell him to bring his laptop. I need to order a pizza.
Danika, thank you so much for joining us for the Brand Slam. Do you have anything that you'd like to talk about? Where else can people hear from you?
You can hear from me on Twitter at Danika Harrod, or you can find everything that Waypoint does at waypoint.vice.com.
Next time on Brand Slam, the fast food feud comes to its thrilling conclusion as Papa John and the Panda Express go head-to-head for the Brand Slam title.